The reason I brought that up is I was backstage on the Jimmy Kimmel Show in 2004. The sports booking guy, John Carlin, really liked what I did. And then finally, I hang around in LA for a couple of weeks, and the big boss finally said I needed to do a bit more before I could get on. So I was a VIP guest at the Kimmel Show. And I'm also, every Friday, I'm on the New York Sports Grid TV and Sirius XM. I'm on the same show as Cousin Sal. So, something relevant to the Jimmy Kimmel Show I thought you might be interested in. Okay, I am based in Edmonton. I've been in Canada since 1998. I'm from South Australia. I've lived all over Canada. And I've been reporting on sports since 1999, done over 1,000 guest TV and radio spots in North America and 2 years in Australia once a week. And I've produced hundreds of video TV shows, and I've been on Sports Grid Fantasy Sports Network for about 19 years with Gabriel Morency talking sports. Yes, I go on as Mick Aussie, so I wear my Aussie hat, but I thought I'd dress up better today as Kim Harrison, but I go on as Mick Aussie. This is my studio every Friday, and it's fantastic video technology. So I've studied technology. I used to manage a computer company in Vancouver, so I probably had one of the first ever true streaming video shows online. Yeah, the reason I'm going to Banff, I wanted to go for a few years, but because of COVID, I didn't, and it was scaled down. Several things, as you'll see in my projects section. First of all, to prepare every week to be the best I can on Sports Grid TV, because they are growing massively. I was on a show with like maybe 1 million people watched and listened on a Super Bowl pre-game show. Scott Farrell was the co-host. He's well known in Hollywood. And I'm also working on an NFT project, so right up to date with Web3. Mainly, though, I made a movie several years ago, or quite a few years ago, and I have like 30 incredible references, reviews. It's called Football Fan Frenzy, and it is a comedy at sporting events. It's not a sports movie, it is a comedy at sporting events. And I believe if I could get this to Adam Sandler, I firmly believe he would take me on. We would finish it, make a new edit, keep some of the existing scenes, well, as much as we could, because some of the natural comedy is, opinion has it, very, very funny. Yes, it's basically myself at NFL games, NFL Pro Bowl, so Denver games, Seattle, Minnesota, and Pro Bowl. CFL, which is Canadian Football League in Vancouver, and the Grey Cups, which is the Super Bowl of Canada. And there's 20 minutes from the Grey Cup. I have not changed that edit since about the 5th edit. I'm up to about 12 edits. Yes, I thought I got really close because my friend Earl Skakel, who was a stand-up comedian in LA, he gave me a 10 out of 10, and that's pretty good coming from a comedian that would be a harsh judge. Well, he was the intro act for Rob Snyder for several years. So I thought I got so close, but then no. And then, of course, Bill Romanowski, who was in The Longest Yard, is a very famous NFL player. He is in my movie. I interviewed him. So I've got close, but not quite there. And as you know, it's sometimes hard to get in touch with these people. I've tried, but to be honest, I'm going to be right out. I think my story and what I've done, I could be a very, very interesting person in the world. So I'm even here to sell what I have done and the concept to yourself. I consider this an opportunity for you to be one of the first people to get my full proper pitch. It's a comedy at a sporting event that is, opinion has it, very, very funny, a lot of natural comedy, but there is some objections, of course. A little bit of loss of picture quality, but I believe comedy can outweigh picture quality. I mean, I watch Seinfeld every night nearly, so that as an example. But I have the objections ready that I believe I can counter any objections that people might have in regards to making it even better. I have, but then I've also been focused on doing my TV shows and everything else. But I will say this impressed me. I went to Hot Docs in Toronto in 2016, and I went to a seminar, and the guy said, look, if your video's on the vault where people can watch, don't even think that someone might sign you up. Well, several days later, I had an email, and I signed an 18-month agreement with Hilps Media in Toronto after the manager watched my movie online. So I had signed a 1.5-year contract because of Hot Docs in 2015, I think it was, yeah. Right now in my project section, I have a new trailer, and I also have the password to view it online via Vimeo. Right, okay. I know we've only got a few minutes left. I've obviously done my research on your company. This is my grandfather's book. He left Ireland in 1927. I have recorded the whole book as a podcast. It's incredible. I believe this, combined with a booklet I've done about my spirituality experiences, I believe that's something that publishing or someone could convert into a book and then a movie as well. So I just wanted to quickly mention that. Well, when I go to Banff, I want everyone to get my business card. It's pretty bright and out there. I actually talk about Kevin Beggs in my movie. I told him about some comedy I did with Pamela Anderson, and he said he worked with her in Baywatch. So I believe he sent a clip. So do you know Kevin Beggs? I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. He's the boss, isn't he? Oh, he's in charge of Banff. He's at Lionsgate Entertainment. Thanks a lot. See ya. I think that went all right. I don't know. I hope so. I let her talk. I obviously had to sell myself. But I let her talk and ask the questions. I tried, as Mark said, tried to get her to like me. I hope I did that, congratulating her on the Jimmy Kimmel show. But you can see, hey, they kind of like to deviate away and say, well, it's not really in our area, which is kind of true, a bit more of a family type a setup. But hey, they do have some comedies. They have Cheers and a couple others on there I saw, so I quickly got in about the publishing, so she knew I'd done my research. So overall, well, didn't go too hard, but I basically said, hey, I'm here to sell myself to your company. So hopefully I got her attention, and I can follow up now. I see her on Twitter, and we'll follow up on LinkedIn, and we'll just see what happens and prepare and spend the next 6 weeks targeting certain people and like your feedback. But you'll only hear me. Over and out, Mikosi.tv.